This yard was so wet that I couldn't even walk in it. You can still see the tire ruts all over the place from 2 weeks ago. I skipped this yard last week because it was just so wet. And I had a feeling, you know, there was all the rain that we were getting, but no one else's yard was this wet. And again, I know some yards are more prone to retaining water than others, but even all of that didn't add up. And then when I came, I sprayed last week, and I couldn't even hardly walk through this lawn to do that without slipping and sliding in the mud and making footprints everywhere. And it was just still so wet. And then I noticed there was some sprinkler heads still stuck up in the mulch beds. And that made me think to myself, you know what, I bet she's got the sprinklers going too, you know, instead of cutting them off when it was raining. So I just sent her an email like, hey, you know, it's not healthy for me to cut the lawn right now. It's just gonna rut everything up. I already left mud tracks from the previous week when I cut, when it had just started raining the first couple of days, and it was wet from that. But now just coming through and spraying, I can't even walk in it, let alone put a machine on it. But I said, if by any chance you happen to have your sprinklers on, I would recommend turning them off for a good week and let your lawn dry out, especially if it's going to rain in the forecast. But it looked like it wasn't going to rain for another week, so I said this is a good opportunity for it to dry out. You know, I didn't imply that she was running the sprinklers or anything like that, but she responded, you know, thank you, I appreciate it. I'll put the sprinklers on rain delay or whatever for like 4 or 5 days, whatever she said. I don't remember if she told me what. I think she said she was running them like every day, and then I responded with that, you know, something along the lines of, I recommend doing it every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the most, you know, when it's super hot and dry and there's no rain in the forecast. Otherwise I would really tone it back because your yard seems to retain a lot of water, so there's really no need to keep watering it as much, because that's just going to damage the turf and you're going to breed fungus, and it's not going to be healthy for the grass. So it's finally dry. I'm here. I'm going to mow it and get it back to normal. Guys, so Echo has sent me Black Diamond trimmer line. I've been using it for quite a while. Ever since I got the trimmer, it came already stringed with the Black Diamond line, so I used that. And honestly, at first, I think because I wasn't used to the trimmer itself, that I just got a little thrown off. And when I ran out of that Black Diamond line that was already pre-strung, I went ahead and I restrung it back with my blue Oregon line that I have a huge spool of. So went to that, and then after I got used to this trimmer from my Steel FS90, I decided to go ahead and restring it with some black diamond and give it a second chance, because I kind of felt like there was too much newness going on when I first got this trimmer. So since I restrung it with the black diamond trimmer, I could immediately tell like night and day with over the Blue Oregon line that I was using. And actually, I think what also happened was I went to use my FS90. For whatever reason, I can't remember, I was going to use my FS90 to trim instead of using this. I think I was trying to do a comparison again and see, you know, what was going on with this trimmer and why it felt different to me. Was it just because it was new, or there's something, you know, it's a totally different feel, or was there something, you know, that wasn't working properly or whatever. So I went back to using my Steel FS90 for a couple of yards, but it needed to be restrung. So I put the black diamond in that just because I just had it, and I just grabbed it and I put it in there, and I immediately noticed a difference in using my FS90 again, which felt completely different than this. And I also noticed the string, the trimmer line itself was fantastic. So then I went, and that's when I restrung this, and I was like, wow, this is the perfect blend. Not only am I used to this trimmer, it's lighter, it's easier all day using it, but the string itself was fantastic. So what I have to say, the difference of the string of the trimmer line is, you know, most people I've talked to that have used this talk about you know, it still wears down when you're edging just like any other trimmer line. And I mean, honestly, most trimmer lines are going to be like that, unless you get the ones with the carbon in the middle and all this other kind of stuff. And they're usually thick and heavy, and they're going to, you know, sometimes bog down your trimmer depending on what kind of trimmer you have and so on. But just for lightweight trimming and edging, you know, well manicured HOA type yards, you don't need that kind of heavy duty stuff, but you do want to have good trimmer line that's going to work efficiently. And what I noticed about the black diamond, because of the way it's constructed and because of the sharp edges around it, the line stays straight out and it cuts the grass immediately, so the grass never lays over, which you guys probably know from a lot of the subpar trimmer line. It just, for one thing, it kind of wobbles and curves, so it doesn't give a nice straight line, as well as a lot of grass and weeds particularly will just kind of flap over. And some of the fine grasses will really just flap over instead of being cut. Well, this line cuts it all immediately. Not only that, but because it stays straight, it almost creates a little suction, kind of like the Edge It Pro does, so that the grass stands up a little bit more, which gives you a cleaner cut as well. So all in all, edging with this, pretty much the same as any other line I've used, other than like the super cheap stuff that wears down and breaks off immediately. This doesn't break off, but does wear down. Pretty much the same as my Oregon Blue trimmer line that I use. But trimming is, there's nothing else I can compare it to. And I've used a ton of different lines, the ugly line, the regular orange Echo line, the steel trimmer line, the X line, like I said, the Blue Oregon line. I mean, I haven't used every single line known to the industry, but I've used a variety of different types of line, and this trims the best. I can just go through in one pass. I can go around the whole house, mulch beds, all that in one pass. I don't have to go back, you know, along fences and all that, and like, oh, some grass flapped over, I missed it. No, I can go nice and steady and just keep a consistent flow going and just go around the whole house. So it cuts my trimming down per yard, you know, significantly. So that's obviously great, because time is money. So if you want to try some black diamond for free, right here, you can go ahead and click on the link below. I'm going to put it in the description. Echo's providing some free samples while supplies last. Some people's dealers can't get them yet, or don't have them yet, or you just don't even have a dealer in your area that you're really comfortable with. So if you want to try it out for free, go ahead. I'll put the links below. You'll try it out, you'll register, they'll send it to you, and then after you try it out, they want you to give them a little review, let them know your honest feedback about it. So just wanted to share that with you guys.